Hey guys, Blessing here, and how are you doing? Part two. We are back with part two. Okay, I know I'm like what? How many? Like an hour earlier than scheduled. Yeah, an hour thereabouts or more. So let me see the time now. Okay, it's almost 11. I said now that I can start earlier. The earlier, the better. And I can still do one or two things before bed. How are you guys? Who is here? Join in. Let's do part two of our Jollof story. Jollof Bekus. Join in. Oh, let me wait. I hope you people have not slept. I hope you all have not slept. Who is awake? Say hello in the comments. Hopefully, we are out of here in the next 90 minutes. I'm hoping, yeah, thereabouts. I'm hoping that in the next 90 minutes, we should be out of here. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So, yesterday we started this story. Wait, let me see. I have 24%. Hi, God. Why didn't I charge this phone the whole evening? Let me be monitoring it. Once it gets to like 1%, I'll charge it. Okay, who is here? Say hi in the comments. So let me know who is watching. Hello, Sherry. Sherry is watching on Facebook. How are you on this Tuesday evening? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to everybody. So without much ado, I am just going to get started. So those of you who will still join later, you can just rewind. And those of you who are going to watch the replay, lucky you, because we are not going to waste too much time so that we can save time and do as much as possible before we have to go. So yesterday I couldn't finish the video because I had to leave. And now we are back. Like I said, it's a long story, and I don't know for how long we are going to do this series. But for now, let's just be enjoying the story, the gist, the expose, of this Nigerian guy, the new Jollof boyfriend. Okay, so I think we stopped around here yesterday. Anyways, this is the story of this young man. Let me show you him. Facebook people. Hold on here. You see? Oops. Hey, things are happening. That was not the bedoeling. It's 3:30 p.m. in Texas. Ooh, nice time to join in to a live stream. Easy for you. It's afternoon where you are. Me, it's bedtime here. It's like late in the night. But we are still here. I'm still awake. Okay. So yesterday we talked about this young Nigerian man who moved to the US with his family and got himself involved in a criminal activity with some other fellows because he had a good job at Goldman Sachs as an analyst. Can you imagine? That one, and he effed up. He wanted to make quick money. And when you guys hear the amount he was paid, which honestly, I still don't believe that's the amount he got paid. I just don't want to believe he did what he did for that amount of money. But when you guys hear it, I'm sure many of you will be as shocked as I am about it. That you didn't just send yourself to prison for nonsense, for peanuts. You actually threw away your entire future. Unless he goes back to Nigeria. Mm? And they will still find out, even if he goes back to Nigeria. Maybe he wants to start to work and start his life afresh. They will still find out. They will still discover, and this thing will haunt him all the days of his life. If he has children, if he gets married, I would advise him that he should adapt the name or adopt the name of his future wife, and the children should also take her surname. That's going to be my honest advice. I wouldn't advise any man naturally to do that. I mean, if you want to, fine. There's nothing, it's not a taboo to take on the surname of your wife. Absolutely not a taboo. It's a personal choice thing. But in his own case specifically, that's like in fact, he should go and start looking for a wife ASAP. The moment he marries, they shouldn't even ask him that question. He should drop his surname. Because if you ask me, this thing will chase him, hunt him down every single day of his life. And his children too. So let him drop that surname, take on a new name, give his children a new name, his wife's name. And if she divorces him in future, let him stick to that name. Let him do so. He would be doing himself a great deal of favor, doing his children a favor. To just, it will save him so much heartache, so much stress, so much trouble going forward, you know. Okay, so this guy stole inside information and he sold it. He was working with that company. He got very confidential, classified information that he should never have shared with any outsider. And that's what you sign for when you get employed. It's part of your contract. Even if you leave the job, they will still tell you that you cannot go and work for like a competitor of that company within a certain period of time. That's how serious these people are with, inside information or with confidential information. But this guy, despite, in fact, oh gosh, I don't even know. But anyways, those of you who watched the video yesterday, that's the summary. And we are reading through some news articles that were published about him when all of this happened. And the funny thing is, this case of information theft is not the only thing he has on his name. It's not the only crime he has on his neck. He was accused of collecting the kpekus of 3 women. 3 different women reported him of rape and or sexual assault, sexual harassment. So that makes him not only a thief, but also a sex offender. Like I said yesterday, this is not saga. This is not a video to mock him for whatever happened in his life. This just suddenly happens to be a trending news article based on who he recently started to link up with, who is also a very known Nigerian scammer lama. So it's like, okay, this boy, you've done these ugly, nasty things in your life and you've not learned. You didn't look for people to make you a better person. You're going again tete-a-tete with people with a terrible reputation, people with no integrity, people who lie, manipulate, gaslight, who have this very negative, ugly reputation and image online. Those are people you still want to go and start doing things with. They will start looking at you from that same perspective that, and the person, the way they look at her, that person has no respect, you are linking up with that person, it damages you further than you are already damaged. So that's the reason why all of this seems to be coming back again. And we are just discovering it for the first time. And we want to talk about all the things that have been published online. They are readily available on the internet. This is just an analysis, not woto woto, not saga, just to share the information that we have been given, information that we have found, information that we have seen, and just to, talk about it and learn. Hopefully, people watching will learn. Both parents, youngsters, they would learn from this boy's situation. And also, maybe he can also take one or two things from the comment section on how to go forward in life. What's the way forward for him? What are the possible steps he could take to maybe make things a bit better for himself? Because someone with his history, you would expect them to be linking up with maybe a pastor, or people that have done charitable work, people that are respected in society, people with good standing. You wouldn't expect them to be linking up with people that are known as cheap slots on social media, people that are seen as loose Nigerians who are just looking for money and documents to stay abroad, people who are not faithful even in their marriages, committing adultery while married, who also committed document, or let me just say, almost like a sham marriage, when you just go into a relationship and eventually marrying someone for documentation, and the moment you get it, you file for divorce. And that's the kind of person that this boy, unfortunately, is linking up with. Hence, all of this dirt coming out again in the open. So that's just a quick summary. And now we can just continue from where we stopped yesterday. I think we stopped here. Let me go to my other phone so that I can read it better. Let me see how many percent I have. 4%. Hey, wahala. Let me charge it. I'm feeling a little sleepy. Isn't that crazy? Where are those? Am I in the wrong place? Wait, which phone is this? Oh, I scrolled too far up. Okay, I think no. Where? Okay, I think I have them here. Yes, so this post here in front of you says, ex-roommate and co-conspirator of former Philadelphia Eagles sentenced to 2 months for insider trading scheme. U.S. Attorney's Office, Eastern District of Pennsylvania. Okay. Philadelphia, United States Attorney Jennifer Abbott. We read a bit of this yesterday, but we didn't finish. So I'm just starting again and we can just continue from here. Announced that Mark Wayne Ramsey, 32, of San Francisco, California, was sentenced to 60 days in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and was ordered to pay a $5,000 fine by United States District Judge Jean E.K. Prater for his participation in an insider trading scheme. In September 2021, a jury found the defendant guilty of 4 counts of securities fraud and 2 counts of conspiracy to commit securities fraud. Evidence presented at trial showed that Ramsey traded on inside information provided by Damilare Sonoike. Damilare is our Nigerian Jollof boyfriend. Yeah? At the time, a junior analyst at Goldman Sachs regarding upcoming mergers involving 4 Goldman Sachs clients, CompuWare Corporation, Move Inc. Hold on. Move Inc., Sapient Corporation, and Uplink Communications LLC. Sonoike provided this information to Ramsey and his roommate, Michael Kendricks, then a linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. Ramsey and Kendricks purchased call options in the target companies between July and November 2014. So for 4 months, they continued to purchase those items to just get everything set up for them. During the football season, when Kendricks was busiest, Ramsey became the primary contact with Sonoike, and Ramsey made the trades in Kendricks' account. Wow. Based on the insider information Sonoike provided. Probably that's not even the name to pronounce his surname. Sonoike. Sonoike. Okay. When the proposed merger was announced in each case, the value of the options purchased by Ramsey and Kendricks increased significantly. So, of course, when they heard the information about, the mergers that were going to happen from Sonoike, the prices were just regular market prices, if anything. But the moment the merger was publicly announced, the interest went up, and the people who already bought, you can imagine their profit because they bought low and they're going to earn high because the price is skyrocketed. And they wouldn't have bought as many as they did if they hadn't gotten inside information from Sonoike about the merger. Okay. Let me see. When the proposed merger was announced in each case, the value of the options purchased by Ramsey and Kendricks increased significantly. During the period of the conspiracy, the trading conducted by Ramsey and Kendricks from Kendricks' account resulted in profits of nearly $1.2 million on the 4 securities. Let me drink water on that one. Where's my cup of water? If you ask me, I don't know how much they pay footballers in the US. So hold on, guys. I don't know what kind of football this is. I don't know how much they pay footballers in the US. So, but if you ask me, all this wahala for $1.2 million, I don't get it. Is it a very poor footballer or an amateur or a semi-pro? I don't know what's happening. Why? If you really look at the criminal charges against these people, and you're looking at the amount of money, you are wondering why in the first place. They are not just regular people. I mean, at least the 2, Kendricks and the other one. 1.2 million. What is that? For people of their status, what is $1.2 million? We are not even looking at $100 million. We are looking 1.2. And you're supposed to be a professional footballer. I don't understand. Okay. Where did I stop? On the 4 securities. Can you imagine? Even on all 4, that's where they even made 1.2. So each one would be like $300,000. And I'm like, okay. Defendants Sonoiki and Kendricks both pleaded guilty. So he pleaded guilty. So this is not a case of wrongful accusation or no. He accepted, he admitted and pleaded guilty. Nigerian criminal. He pleaded guilty. But let's continue to read. Defendants Sonoiki and Kendricks both. So this guy here, where is this? Where is? Oh, I'm not even showing you guys what I'm reading. Jesus. Okay, there we go. So this guy right here pleaded guilty. Okay, where did I stop? Okay, pleaded guilty in September 2018 to insider trading and conspiracy charges based on this same conspiracy. In July 2021, Kendricks was sentenced to 1 day in prison. Can you imagine? Is this how people easily walk away from financial crimes in the US? 1 day. One. You just go and spend the night. Jesus, guys. I've never slept in a cell before, but this is sounding a bit, like, okay, just go and chill. That's what it sounds like. You just go and spend the night and nobody's disturbing you. You don't have to worry about anybody. You don't have to cook. You don't have to do laundry. Just go and sleep there. They will give you breakfast when you wake up. Like, are you serious? One night. No wonder. Hey, you go and enter EFCC in Nigeria. You go and enter the trap with this kind of crime. 1 day. I've never heard anything like this. Okay. Anyways, let me see. They pleaded guilty in 2018, and by 2021, Kendricks was sentenced to 1 day in prison and 3 years of supervised release, and was ordered to pay $100,000 fine. Okay, that one's still okay. We're getting somewhere. A fine of $100,000. Yeah, that is sounding all right in my ears, but not 1 day imprisonment. Like, ha. Okay, in the same month, Sonoiki was sentenced to 1 month in prison and 3 years of supervised release. So he just finished his own 3 years just last year, or let's say 2014. He just finished his own supervised release, and now he's looking for how to build his page. Let me read that again. In the same month, Sonoiki was sentenced to 1 month in prison and 3 years of supervised release, and was ordered to pay a $5,000 fine. Yeah, that's what the Nigerian guy got. He went to jail for a month and 3 years supervised release, and he had to pay a fine of $5,000. Okay. Okay, $5,000 fine. This case was about 3 individuals who thought they could cheat the system to make a quick buck. If you ask me, they cheated the system. If you ask me, they did. Because if you tell me someone was able to get $1.2 million from a crime, and they are only ordered to pay 100,000 back out of 1.2. So they get to keep 1.1. They cheated, though. They won the system, if you ask me. Is this how easy it is to get away with crime in America? I want to know. I always thought differently about the US. 1.2 million and you were only ordered to pay back 100,000. Eh? Hey, okay. And then 1 month, 1 month, and then after 1 month, you are out again. Ha. Okay. Um, who thought they could cheat the system to make a quick buck, said US Attorney Williams. When individuals engage in insider trading, it undermines the integrity of our financial markets and harms ordinary investors who abide by the rules. Our office will continue to investigate and hold accountable individuals who engage in this type of illegal activity. So, I don't want to sound harsh. I don't want to sound, yeah, let me just say, I don't want to sound harsh. But if we just have to call it what it is, Sonoiki is a criminal. That's just the truth of the matter. Based on all of this, he pleaded guilty even. He was caught engaging in insider trading, which is illegal. So, yeah, that's just what it is. And then let me continue to read. Mark Ramsey knowingly traded on material, non public information to score a handsome profit, said Maclean Maguire, special agent in charge of the FBI's Philadelphia division. So even the FBI was part of all the investigation. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, to maintain their integrity, our financial markets must be a level playing field for all investors, not just those with friends in the know. That's exactly why the FBI works hard to hold accountable anyone engaged in insider trading. The case was investigated by the FBI and the Securities and Exchange Commission and is being prosecuted by Assistant United States Attorney David Ignall and Eileen. Okay, now let us go to this one. Oh, is that the same? Oh, I have the same. Okay, problem. Okay, SEC. Do we know what SEC is? That's the Securities and Exchange Commission. Yeah. SEC announces insider trading settlements with two investment scheme participants. So, those of you on Facebook, you cannot see what I'm reading, but I'm going to just be reading everything out. I'm showing it on YouTube. Wow. So, remember, guys, they were sentenced in 2021. Yeah. The case was held. I don't know why it took so long because they pleaded guilty in 2018 and the sentencing happened in 2021. So what happened in between? What happened between 2018 and 2021? Anyway, they were sentenced to jail and they had to pay a fine and blah, blah, blah in 2021. And then by September 2022, the Securities and Exchange Commission, that's the SEC, announced that it settled insider trading charges against former investment banking analyst Damilare Sonoiki and Mark Wayne Ramsey, the friend and roommate of former professional football player Michael Kendricks. The settlements were entered to resolve allegations related to their roles in an insider trading scheme involving the purchase of securities ahead of several impending corporate mergers. According to the SEC's complaint filed in 2018, Sonoiki, who worked as an investment banking analyst, Let me see if that's the next one. Okay. According to SEC's complaint filed in August 2018, Sonoeki, who worked as an investment banking analyst for a large investment bank in New York, wow, at the time of the alleged offenses, provided Kendricks with material non public information related to four corporate acquisitions that his employer was handling between July 2014 and November 2014. So the crime itself happened in 2014. Yeah, okay. But it was in 2018 that they did the possible arraignment, if I'm not mistaken, because that was when they pleaded guilty. And it was in 2021 they were sentenced. Yeah, just trying to follow the timeline. In advance of a public announcement regarding the mergers. According to the SEC's complaint filed in May 2019, Kendricks enlisted the help of Ramsey, his close friend, roommate, and personal assistant, to participate in the scheme. Let me move to the next one. To participate in the scheme after Kendricks was able to trade successfully using Sonoiki's tip regarding the first company. So they did the first one, it worked out. They were like, hey, there is something here. Oh, you also, you do. The first company. According to the 2019 complaint, Ramsey obtained MNPI from, that's like inside information, yeah? Ramsey obtained MNPI from Sonoiki regarding three additional corporate acquisitions and placed illegal trades using Kendrick's account before the mergers were announced publicly. Okay, you guys understand. So Kendrick bought the first one. It worked out very well. Then he told Ramsey, who was his friend and PA, yeah, to continue to, do the other three, because in total there were four. Probably he was busy with football or other things then. Okay, when Ramsey joined the scheme, the three also allegedly discussed the importance of keeping the trade small and the importance of communicating about the scheme using video rather than audio calls in an effort to reduce the risk of detection. So these people knew what they were doing. They knew they were committing a crime. This is not a case of, oh, I was so ignorant, oh, I didn't know, they were just friends, I just told something and I didn't know. No, they all knew what they were doing. They all knew it was wrong and they planned it. They schemed everything out to make profit. Okay. So, where did I stop? Okay, importance of communicating about the scheme using video rather than audio calls in an effort to reduce the risk of detection. According to the SEC, Kendricks realized approximately $1.2 million in illegal profits from the scheme. And in exchange for the tips, allegedly paid Sonoiki approximately $10,000 in cash and provided him with football tickets and other perks associated with Kendrick's celebrity status. And this is where I stopped feeling sorry for Sonoiki. Not that I didn't feel sorry for him at all, but I found it unfortunate that he had to be involved in something like this. But when I heard that he did it for $10,000, I didn't know if to cry for him or to go and scold his parents. That's why me, if you ask me, I think it wasn't. There is no. I don't think there is any way that anybody would do something like this for 10,000. What is $10,000 when you have a professional job? Let's start from there. He was a junior analyst. Within a couple of months, he could just easily make 10,000. What is 10,000, guys? What is $10,000? We're not talking, okay, 100,000. Maybe you have to work a whole year as a junior. No, 10,000 within 2, 3 months. Within 2, 3 months as a junior, he can make that money back. They paid him $10,000 allegedly, and some football tickets here and there. And I'm like, this is the same poverty mentality we've been talking about on social media. Born into poverty. No matter how much money, no matter the opportunities you have, no matter where you are in life, that mentality will always make you think you are still poor, because that mentality becomes your personal identity. It's how you see yourself. It becomes plastered on your mindset, on your thinking, that every action you are about to take is guarded by that thought of, I'm still broke, I'm still poor. Football tickets for your entire future. Calculate how much money you could make in the next, let's say 30 years that you will be working as a financial expert. Calculate each year, multiply it by 30, and compare it to $10,000 and a few football tickets here and there. Football tickets to go and watch football. Ah, boy, you fuck up, oh. You fuck up big time, man. Poverty is a bastard, though. Because me, I don't know what else would make someone feel so cheap. And I'm not saying, oh, so if the money had been bigger, then the criminality would have been justified. No, that's I'm just saying this one is dumb criminality on top of the badness of being a criminal. And then you are now dumb on top of it. You're now cheap on top of it. You did something that is just not worth your future. Because if it was maybe something bigger that he got, we might even be like, oh my God, he wanted that big opportunity to just have the rest of his life secure. No, 10,000. What are you thinking? Are you hungry, or were you hungry? You were looking for McDonald's money. You had a promising career ahead of you. Who does that? I know this happened a couple of years ago, but you know why it's still very valid? Because he can never work again. Never, not in that field. So it's still affecting him till tomorrow. So it's not like, oh, it happened before. Now he has put his life together and he has a new job. No, never. All this nuisance nonsense he's doing online, this is the rest of his life. Chasing clout with prostitutes. That is what his future is looking like. Because anywhere this guy goes, this story will come up. Not only this one, oh, sexual harassment, sexual assault. That one is even worse in the entertainment industry. That one is even worse. That one. So imagine, which direction is this guy going to go now? They said they paid him $10,000 and a few football tickets. How cheap? How much did they sell football tickets? You can get a cheap one, maybe $200, $400. Like, gosh. His parents must have been very disappointed. That's why I said yesterday that I wonder the kind of parents he has. If he has the kind of parents that Cora has, then they wouldn't really be disappointed because that's what they produce. That's what they taught their children. Money is more important than values and morals. But if these boys' parents really did their best to raise a young man with values and this happens and they find out, they will be like, God, who did we offend? Who jinxed this child? They would not even be able to understand where he got that criminal mind from. You understand? So it really depends the kind of parents he has, which I cannot tell, because I don't know them. But it's crazy. The opportunity this boy had, people are dying to have the same opportunity. They are back home in Nigeria. Some of them have never left Lagos. They live in Lagos, married in Lagos, have all their children in Lagos. They've never been to their village. But they went to their in-laws' village to bury the father-in-law of their sister. They've never gone out of Lagos. Imagine the opportunity you had going out of Nigeria, getting the kind of job that you got, going to Harvard. When people get things easily, they don't know the value. They can just do anything and treat it anyhow, like, it's just nothing. Because I believe his parents did all these things for him, put everything in order for him. Education, he didn't have to worry about anything. Shelter, he had. Food, he didn't want to. He didn't have to go and start cleaning or working at Burger King or Subway, to sponsor himself in school. His parents, maybe they were working 3 4 jobs to just make sure, oh, my son must succeed, my son must go to school, and they would be there, working hard for their children. And he would just go to school, come back home, there is food. The documents, the father and the mother, they made sure their children got all the right papers to leave the country, come to the US. They started a life. So maybe he didn't even do anything. He didn't have to do anything. He just had to follow them. So he didn't work for it. So he just like the Toyos that got her green card, just like that. Just like that. She didn't have to suffer for it. She just had to marry Justin and that was it. There are people who live 20, 30 years in the US. They cannot smell green card. They cannot. So sometimes it's good for people to really work for what they have. Then they will value it. It's just like people you dash money. They didn't work for that money. You just give them money and they just spend it anyhow. They buy rubbish with it. You that you worked hard for that money, you can buy the kind of things that those people would buy with your money that you gave them because you worked for it. You know the value, you know the pain, the sweat. But you just give them your money, they will just eat it like it's nothing. They will not even appreciate it. What's the time? Okay. So my Nigerian brother, $10,000. Hey, Jesus. $10,000 compared to the rest of your life. It's just like when I'm working now, somebody will come and offer me some kind of money to come and do some kind of crazy thing. You even offer me 100K safe, I will spit on your face. There is no money you offer me. You know why? Because that money, it will finish. No matter how much. Because you are making the money so that you can change your life, right? You want to make the money so that you can change your life, so that your level or your status will change and you will upgrade your life. So that means that money must be used. That means that money must be spent. So no matter how much they give you, you must spend it. You must use it for something. So the moment you use it, one day it will not be that amount anymore. and then compare the rest of your life that you're throwing away for something that you can finish eating, something that you can lose. You can even do some kind of business. You tell yourself, oh, I'm going to invest and multiply this amount of money. And then you invest and the money vanishes. That money can go. But the rest of your life, you are living every day and you just play with the rest of your life. So no amount of money, because people don't think, they just think of the money now, now, now. Let me spend it, let me have it. How about your future? Is it not your future you're working for so that your future can be good? So why do you want to build your future on something criminal that can even spoil and finish that future? That's my standpoint here now, that it's just stupid. For how much? 10,000. Hey, Jesus. 10,000 that people go on vacation with. In a week, 10,000 is finished. That is what this boy threw away his whole life for. In the US, not even in Nigeria, that they don't have a central system, that he can commit a crime in Abuja. He will go to Katsina and nobody will know anything. But this one in the US, it's all over the media. In Nigeria, if you do it, maybe you even Google him, you won't even find anything online. You will not even find anything. They will use money to wipe a lot of things. It will finish. He did what he did in America. I don't know how old is he, how old he is, but I hope he's a small boy. I hope he's a very small boy so that we can still use that one as an excuse. Because this one I cannot understand. Ha! 10,000. Hey, oh boy, I don't know the kind of poverty you grew up in, that you didn't see 10,000 in your life. You did not see 10,000 in your life. Or they didn't tell you how much they would give you before you went into this business. You knew it would be 10,000 and you did it. I don't get it. That's why me, if you ask me, I don't believe. I don't believe he got 10,000. Honestly. 10,000 that somebody can close their eyes and just dash you is what you stole inside information and sold. $10,000. Just 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4, and then 10,000. Hey. Okay, let's read. Let's go to the next one. Let me see. Okay. Kendrick celebrity status in exchange for Ramses. Where did I stop? Okay. In exchange for Ramses' assistance, I hope this is the good one. Yeah. Kendricks allegedly paid a $15,000 debt for Ramsey and funded several business projects. My God. Out of 1.2 million that they made. Can you guys believe this one? They made $1.2 million in profits. They gave Sonoiki $10,000. Like, are you people serious now? And they paid off the other one's $15,000 debt. Okay, let's read. The SEC's complaints, which were filed in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, charged Sonoiki, Kendricks, and Ramsey with violating the anti-fraud provisions of Section 10B and 14E of the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 and Rules 10B 5 and 14E3 thereunder. On August 30, 2022, the court entered final judgments against Sonoiki and Ramsey, who both consented to the entry of final judgments against them and were permanently enjoined from committing further anti-fraud violations. Hey. So Sonoiki is not just a criminal, he's a fraudster. He didn't just steal information. This is a fraud. This is fraud actually that he committed. Hey, this is Yahoo Yahoo. This is 419. That's fraud. You don't want that on your name. A fraudster, a Nigerian fraudster in the US. Hey. And then now you are cooking jollof with a Nigerian Olosho in the US. How? How do you? How? Ah. Is your mother really praying hard for you? Is she praying and fasting for you? Because it looks like you're a bad boy. You don't want to change. You don't want to learn. Huh? Hey, God. They are putting fraud beside your name. Fraud beside your name, and you're a Nigerian in the US. Ah. Hey, hey. Okay, let me read. Who both consented to the entry of final judgments against them and were permanently enjoined from committing further anti-fraud violations. Sonoeki was also ordered to pay a civil penalty of $15,000. Okay, so he got 10,000 according to them, and he was ordered to pay 15,000. Okay, that is sounding okay in my ears because you have to feel it. Not that you will make $1.2 million, they will tell you to just pay back 100,000. Uh-uh. That one, everybody will go and be doing this thing now. Everybody will go and be stealing because they know that 1.1 million is still somewhere. You have nothing to lose, more or less. You should actually have to pay more back than what you stole. Is that not how people get punished? Or am I missing something? Anyway, let's read. Okay, so Noiki was ordered to pay a civil penalty of $15,000. The SEC also reports that on September 19, 2022, Sonoiki consented to be barred from the association with any broker, dealer, investment advisor, municipal securities dealer, municipal advisor, transfer agent, or nationally recognized statistical rating organization, or from participating in any offering of a penny stock. So Noiki, you're finished. You are finished. I'm sure by now you know that. But that's just the reality now. You can work anywhere they are smelling money. Anything money, you can just go to church and be working in church. Maybe you become a pianist in church, or a chorister, or a cook. You'll be cooking jollof rice for them every Sunday. Don't go and steal church money. Oh. Don't let them not make you the treasurer or assistant treasurer. Just be in the kitchen. Look at, and he agreed, he consented to be barred. Like, you are not allowed, you are not licensed to work in, he cannot work in a bank, he cannot work in a consultancy agency, he cannot work anything that has to do with maybe property, finances, stocks, mortgage, anything like that. He can never work there. Maybe you just go to a dance school. Maybe you go to a dance school or something. I'm trying to think of options. Honestly. Man, this is serious, eh? In fact, I would rather pay a fine. I'd rather pay a fine of 100,000 than have my entire career, my entire certification, my entire hey God. And then in 2020, The court entered a final judgment on consent against Kendricks, permanently enjoining him from committing further anti-fraud violations and ordering disgorgement of nearly and ordering disgorgement of nearly 1.2 million. Now you are talking. This is what I want to be hearing, not 100,000. Hi, God. They really caught these people bad. They caught them. They caught them. So this case took years, before they entered final judgment. It took years, like 3 years. Wow. Actually, more than that. More than that. From 2018 to 2022. 4 years. Wow. Okay, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania also contemporaneously filed parallel criminal charges against the three defendants. Hey, God. Man, they dealt with them. Against the three defendants when the SEC complaints were filed. In 2018, Sonoike and Kendricks pleaded guilty to insider trading and conspiracy charges. In 2021, Kendricks was sentenced to 1 day in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and was ordered to pay 100,000 fine, while Sonoike received 1 month in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and was ordered to pay a 5,000 fine. In March 2022, a federal judge found Ramsey guilty of securities fraud and conspiracy, and he was sentenced to 60 days in prison. So he got the longest, Ramsey. 3 years of supervised release, and was ordered to pay a $5,000 fine for his role in the scheme. What's the time? Okay, I think we still have about 20 minutes to go. Let's read this other article. The Harvard Crimson. Now we have finished the fraud case. Let us go to sex offense issue with 3 pekusis that were unlawfully collected from their rightful owners. The same guy, not his twin brother, not his younger brother, the same guy. That means my brother. Anyway, you are not my brother. Let me not call you my brother. God forbid. Guy, that means the thing, it looks like it's inside your blood. This one is not looking like a mistake. It's looking like, hey, you alone. Yeah. Okay, let's read. Let me see. The people on... Someone on Facebook says, imagine going to Harvard and being denied your diploma and degree for sexual assault. She loves bad boys. Hey, let's read. Judge rules for Harvard in suit alleging wrongful denial of undergraduate degree after sexual assault findings. Remember, I mentioned to you guys yesterday that when the school decided to withhold his degree, he sued the school for unlawful denial. But the court ruled in favor of Harvard. And they said in most schools, or in most cases like this, that the schools mostly win when it comes to sexual assault. When a school makes this decision, if they go to court, in almost all cases that have happened all these years, it's very rare for you to see the sex offender win the case in court. And in this case also, the guy sued Harvard. He even tried, he made a move, at least, but he lost. The court upheld the decision to withhold his degree. So you went to school for nothing. You spent 4 years in Harvard for nothing. Just because of Bekus. You lost 4 years. One night, okay, 3 nights, 3 women. Because I don't think all of these things happened in one night with these 3 different women. 3 nights of Bekus. You lost 4 years of education. Let me look at you again. Chai, you look dumb. You look stupid. You really do. Things like this can annoy me. What kind of life was this guy really living? How can you be collecting pekus that doesn't belong to you? You are not like the ugliest guy in the classroom. Or you just like the intrigue, the excitement of stealing pekus when people are sleeping. You don't like to have it consensually. You don't like to be given permission. You like to take it by fire, by force. Is that what gives you excitement? It drives your adrenaline, and that's where you get your high from. Is that it? Is that it? Three women, not one, not two, three. And you didn't deny them. Okay, let's read. Let me not be too forward. Hi, God. Where did we stop? Where did I stop here? Yeah. This is serious. A federal judge dismissed a 2019 lawsuit. So while the Goldman Sachs case was going on, this guy was still battling his degree. My God. While they were still doing, okay, judgment, sentence, pleading guilty for fraud and conspiracy, this guy was still going to court for Harvard diploma that they didn't give him. And one Olosho from Nigeria is calling him a Harvard graduate. Let me not hear that. Oh. Don't go and steal that title. Oh. Don't go and steal it. They can sue you. Oh. I'm talking about the boy now. They can sue you. Don't go and claim graduate from Harvard. You went to Harvard. You didn't graduate. There is a difference. You went there. They said you went there. They confirmed you went there for 4 years, but you are not a graduate. Just say ex-student, Harvard ex-student. Don't call yourself ever graduate. Whether that's what you told Yolusho, for her to be saying Harvard, for her to be mentioning Harvard. What did you tell her? You told her, I went to Harvard. I studied at Harvard. What did you bring back from your study there? Be careful, eh? It's better you don't even tell anybody you went to Harvard than to give them half stories and they are thinking you really finished school there when you can't prove that you finished school there, because it's that certificate that is your proof that you actually went to Harvard, that you took pictures there. It doesn't say anything. That you know people there, doesn't say anything. It's that certificate in your hand that will show that yes, truly you went. And if you don't have it, you didn't go, uncle. You didn't go. You did not go. Maybe you went for Kwekus 3 multiplied by 3. They shouldn't even be reminding you of Harvard to start with. Nobody should be reminding you of it. But they wrote it there, Harvard graduate. Okay, a federal judge dismissed a 2019 lawsuit against Harvard from a former undergraduate. You see the difference? On former ex-student, not graduate, though. Undergraduate, former. Former undergraduate student whose degree was withheld after he was accused of sexual assault. My goodness. These are things you don't want beside your name. When they are mentioning your name, let them not mention fraud, sexual assault, theft, all those things. No, no. And then you go to court and then you're sentenced and then you are barred. And then in America, it's big, oh, I will not lie. It is big. Okay, a federal judge on Tuesday threw out a 2019, so this judgment was in 2024 because from the date the article was published, it says 2024. So you can imagine how long lawsuits take. Me, I have the one I started in 2022. It's still ongoing. You're not going to believe. It's 3 years now. This one, 5 years. Lawsuits they are not yesterday, today. Oh. If you don't have money, don't even start. Don't even start. Like Nancy, that they went and took a solicitor in England. They ran when they saw the bills. They ran. They didn't want to sell their house to start doing lawsuits. Okay. A federal judge on Tuesday threw out a 2019 lawsuit against Harvard filed by former undergraduate student Damilare Sonoiki, who alleged that the college unfairly denied him his degree after he was accused of sexual assault by 3 fellow students. 3. Man. Hi, this boy will like Beku so. He will like Bekus. Hey! My goodness. Anyway, you have a very free Bekus in front of you in Totoyos. You see that Totoyos? That one is for the streets. That one is for everybody. So after you eat your jollof, just go and finish up with maggot Bekus. But there are boils so that you have to be careful of. Let's read. The article says the court's decision, which allowed Harvard's motion for summary judgment, comes after a federal appeals court reversed a lower court's June 2020 dismissal of the suit's first count, which claimed Harvard violated the contract that governs relationships between students and university. Okay, so this is what I believe happened. In 2020, because the guy went to court in 2019, right? He sued Harvard. He started in, maybe that's also why it took so long. It took 5 years in total. In 2019, he sued Harvard. In 2020, his case was dismissed. Yeah? Like, okay, no, you don't have a case here, get out. They will not give you your degree. Yeah. And then he appealed the case. From what I just read now, and if it's not correct, we are going to find out later once we continue to read. And then he appealed that decision to dismiss that case. And then the appeal court agreed with him. Yeah. That, he should get his degree back. And then the case entered the federal court. And that is where, let me see. That is where they threw out the entire case. Who alleged that? Yeah, they reversed a lower court's 2020 dismissal. Yeah. So that, wait, I don't want to make a mistake. Reversed a lower court's. Okay, let's continue to read. The reversal, which happened 2 years later in June 2022, sent the case back to a lower court for further proceedings. Okay, yeah, I think I'm right. So in 2020, the case was dismissed, and then they went to Federal Appeals Court, who reversed the lower court's dismissal. Ha, God. Oh. This one is serious. I don't even know. Anyways, um, District Court Judge Leoti Sorokin. So Sorokin is different from Sonoiki. Don't get it twisted. The judge's name looks like the boy's name or sounds like his name. They have almost the same kind of surname. The boy is Sonoiki and the judge is Sorokin. Okay. District Court Judge Leo T. Sorokin wrote in a court opinion that the arguments in support of Sonoiki's breach of contract claim failed to provide evidence supporting a finding that he was harmed by any procedural errors committed by Harvard. Okay. So the argument that this boy presented, the argument that he used to sue Harvard was that they made errors, that Harvard made mistakes. But the final judge that now dismissed the entire case entirely said he couldn't provide evidence to prove that Harvard made a mistake when making that decision to not give him his degree. If you say, okay, Harvard, you made a mistake, you have to tell me which mistake. You have to tell me, okay, is it like they spelt your name wrongly? Is it like they didn't get the information correctly? Is it what mistake? But he could not prove that Harvard made a mistake. He couldn't prove satisfactorily that Harvard made a mistake in deciding not to give him his degree. That's why the final judge threw out the entire case. Wow. Okay, let me continue to read. Sonoeki was set to graduate from the college in May 2013. But 2 days before commencement, which is Harvard's graduation ceremony, that's what they call their commencement. 2 days before their graduation ceremony, let me go to the next page. 2 days before Harvard's graduation ceremony, first of all, two women filed formal sexual misconduct complaints against him. Several days later, a third woman accused Sonoeki in a complaint. So in total, 3 women, 1 cassava. In 2013, the Harvard College Administrative Board, after finding Sonoeki responsible for accusations of sexual assault from 3 fellow students, required him to withdraw from the college and recommended his dismissal to the faculty council. In December 2013, the council dismissed Sonoeki. Okay. So they more or less asked him to step down on his own, which I think he did not do. And then the school just went ahead and dismissed him. Let's continue to read. Sonoeki, who never received his undergraduate degree, sued Harvard on October 21st, 2019. Why did he wait 6 years to sue Harvard? Maybe after this whole Goldman Sachs or during that time, he just felt like, you know what, I'm broke, I need money. If only I had my degree, at least I could maybe get a job somewhere and just, I don't know why he decided, because this whole Harvard thing happened in 2013. He was supposed to graduate in 2013. And it was only in 2019, 6 years later, that he went and started to sue Harvard. Why didn't he sue them in 2014 or 2015 or 2016? Okay. Sonoeki, who never received his undergraduate degree, sued Harvard on October 2021, 2019, alleging that the ad board failed to inform him that communications between him and his admin board representative, former Courier House resident Dean Laura K. Johnson, would not be kept confidential. Okay, so this explains a bit what he was suing them for. Wow. He said they didn't tell him that their communications with him would not be kept confidential. Oh, so maybe Harvard revealed communications with him to a third party. And the third party could be the court, it could be employers, it could be, So everything he discussed with the school, possibly he even admitted that, yes, I had intercourse with these women. Possibly, I'm just saying. So he communicated with them. And they shared that, they shared the information that he shared with them. But he is suing them now. Or part of why he's suing them is that they did not tell him that their conversations were not confidential. Wow. Hey. The admin board no longer investigates allegations of student sexual misconduct, but still handles disciplinary cases. The Office for Dispute Resolution, founded in 2014, is now responsible for investigating cases related to sexual misconduct involving Harvard affiliates. And that's why I still asked, because when he started to sue them, it was another entity entirely within Harvard handling cases of sexual misconduct. The ones that did whatever he wants to sue for, they are no longer handling this case. Can you imagine? Okay, let's go to the next one. What's the time? Hey, guys, we have like maybe 5 more minutes to go. Thereabouts. Let's see. Let's just read this one and let me see how many more pages. We have so many more pages to go. Don't worry, we'll come back for part 3. In the 2022 ruling, reviving the suit, Judge O. Rogeri Thompson wrote that Sonoiki's allegations state a plausible breach of contract claim on the basis that he reasonably expected his board representative to respect some confidences. Sorokin, which is the judge, Judge Sorokin wrote in his ruling that while a reasonable student could expect his board representative to keep their discussions or at least some portion of them confidential, Sonoiki failed to identify any confidential information that was disclosed by Johnson. Johnson is the school admin rep, what. So he didn't have a good case. That's just it. Maybe he didn't have a good lawyer. You see the importance of a good lawyer. Because before you would sue, before you would stand in front of the judge for something, you're standing with your case that you brought before the judge. And they are saying, okay, what you're saying makes sense, because as a student, when you have this conversation, you should expect a level of confidentiality. So I do understand with you, but can you prove to me which information this school shared that were supposed to be confidential? He couldn't bring something solid. Let me charge this phone. Hey, Facebook. I think, okay, we're at 17%. Let's see, anyways. So he lost the case. He might have actually succeeded in winning if he had had a good case, but because the judge was, quite understanding with him, but they said he couldn't just prove. Okay. Sorokin wrote in his ruling that while a reasonable student could expect his board representative to keep their discussions or at least some portion of them confidential, Sonoiki failed to identify any confidential information disclosed by Johnson. He couldn't say which one. You are accusing Johnson of spreading your information. Okay, can you tell us which information? The Nigerian Jollof boyfriend could not prove which information. He could not identify which confidential information the school disclosed, unfortunately. So Judge Sorokin wrote in his judgment, throwing out the lawsuit, that each party shall bear its own fees and costs for the legal proceedings. So at the end of the day, he spent money. I'm talking about the boy, Nigerian boyfriend, Jollof boyfriend. He spent money on this case. He spent time. He spent years. His information got leaked in the process or even before the case started, and even got more leaked because everything went online. The whole case went online. At the end of the day, he couldn't prove his case adequately, and then he still had to pay his own legal fees, everything. And he still didn't get the degree that he wanted. Ah, God. Let's read. University spokesperson Jason A. Newton declined to comment on the court ruling. Susan C. Stone, an attorney for Sonoike. Oh, he even got a lawyer. I was maybe suspecting, probably he represented himself. But no, he had a lawyer. She's not a good lawyer. Susan, how can you go to court and you are not able to prove or identify which confidential information of your client was disclosed? That is supposed to be like the core of your case. That is what you're supposed to stand on firmly, like, oh, my client, that is a breach of privacy, a breach of contract, breach of confidentiality. You stand on it and you say, okay, that means the school erred and they exposed my client. And based on that, he deserves his degree because he has suffered so much loss and distress because of, hey, Auntie Suzanne. Okay, you are not a Nigerian. Susan C. Stone. Or maybe you are a Nigerian married to an American, because that name Stone is not Nigerian. Hey, you people could not identify. So why did you go to court? Oh. Susan C. Stone, an attorney for Sonoike, said in an interview with the Crimson Tuesday afternoon that they were obviously quite disappointed to read the opinion. You should be disappointed in yourself, Auntie. You should be very disappointed in yourself. And then she said, we are weighing our options. Auntie, it's been almost 6 years now. Please, where are the options? You've not finished weighing them. Okay, we are waiting. Maybe they will soon come. Okay, I just got a message. Wow. Hi, this case, eh? And then maybe next time we come back, we will read Jollof boyfriend's open letter to Joe Biden. Thank you, Miko. Miko has come. Oh, Miko is on Facebook with 100 stars. Thank you so much. Thank you, sis. Hope you're fine on this Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Yeah, guys, next time that we come, we are going to read the open letter that Jollof boyfriend sent to Joe Biden. And he didn't send the letter. He posted the letter on social media. That's why it's an open letter. He posted it on his website. dsonoiki.medium.com. That's the website. What did he write in the letter? Let's take a sneak peek. So you can see this is from his website. An open letter to President-elect Biden. Dear President-elect Biden, first, Congratulations on your win. I am writing. I'm writing to tell you that I'm a Jollof boyfriend, and three women said that I collected the ekpekus, and because of that, Harvard wants to eat my certificate with eba and ogbolo. And I'm saying, no, give me back my certificate. And they said, no, you will not get your certificate. Go and give them back the ekpekusis. And you said, no, it's not possible to give back ekpekus that are already ate and swallowed and digested. And Biden now said, what did Biden say? What did Biden say? We are going to find out next time. God, this story, you. Jesus, in this life, let's be careful of what we do. Especially in this Western world. This is not Nigeria. This is not bush. This is not jungle. You go to Europe, you go to the US, you go to Australia. Be careful. Many things that all the rubbish people do in Nigeria and get away with. Don't try it abroad. You'll be sorry for the rest of your life. Ha! I don't know why it's difficult for people to just live lawfully and, and just do right by law. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's like, I don't know. Upbringing has a lot to do with it. Upbringing, background. But it's crazy because you know the consequences. You have a lot to lose. It's better you are just poor and broke and happy. No criminal case on your head. Your name not in any red list, black list. It's better. Just be eating your gari and granite in the house and you are just happy. Nobody is looking for you. Nobody is calling you this one. It's better. Honestly. Than all this wuru. Hey. Okay, guys, let me leave it here. We'll come and read the letter. Or should we read it a bit? Let me see. Okay, let's read a bit of it so that it will be our cliffhanger for next time. Let's read a bit. Let's read the first part of it. What's the time? Guys, time is going. Okay, first, congratulations on your win. Okay, let's start. Dear President-elect Biden, first, congratulations on your win. I'm writing about a policy you aim to reinstate. I would like to share my experience in hopes you consider. May 2013 began with joy for me. I was set to graduate from Harvard on May 30th. I had a job offer at Goldman Sachs. I had been admitted to Harvard Business School, and my peers chose me to speak at graduation. Guys, sorry, I ate too much a bit. I think I ate a bit too much before I came live, so I'm feeling it now. Anyways, if you guys remember, there was a time I went live and I told you about one fellow student, one co-student of mine then, back in the day, that got a job before we graduated. I don't know if some of you remember the story. And I told you guys that, or the reason I started telling you the story was just like how your ease of speaking, being a good speaker, how far it can bring you, but it might not bring you too far. If you guys remember. And I told you the story of a guy in college with me, and he was a great talker, a smooth, easy talker. He could convince you, he could tell anything to you. You'd ask him a question that he knows absolutely nothing about, but this guy would buy himself out of that situation. He would never be like, oh my God, I need to think about that. I don't know, I'm not sure. No. You'd ask him a question, something he has never heard about before, but this guy would talk his way out of it. He was that good when it comes to talking. But he wasn't the brightest academically. He didn't pass all the exams. But like he had lots of carryovers. And when we were doing, I think was it our third year internship? I think it was either the third or the final. This guy got retained by the company with the promise of getting a job once he graduated. And when this guy got the job, we didn't have jobs. We didn't have like contracts like that. We just had to do our internship and go back to school. But this guy got a job and we were all marveled. We were like, oh my God. And they gave him that flexibility to work from home sometimes, or, the days he had classes or he had to go to school, he didn't have to work. And he was earning money, and we broke students who just, how did you do it? Oh my God, what is work life like? Oh my God. And you go and sit down and you drink coffee with people. So we were always looking at him like, and guess what? This boy did not graduate. He did not graduate when we were graduating, eventually. So his smooth talking took him far, farther than us at that time. We even looked up to him like, oh my God, you're a star. He didn't graduate. We graduated. He lost that job offer. Do you understand? And it looks like that's what still happened in this guy's case. He got a job offer with Goldman Sachs even before graduation. So if he had graduated, they would have just made it like permanent, like okay, just fully confirm the offer, and he would just be a staff, full staff. This boy, you fucked up. Gee. Okay, let me just read this part and we end it. I had a job offer at Goldman Sachs. Only job offer that you had there, you stole from them and you sold it. So what if they had retained you and made you a full-time staff there? You would have sold the entire company. You would have sold it to maybe one Nigerian Yahoo boy in Dubai. You would have just sold Goldman. That company, they would have changed the name of the CEO, the name of owner, everything. So Noiki has sold it. You would have sold the whole company. It would have vanished. They would have changed the name from Goldman Sachs to something else. Maybe Nigerian Jollof. Maybe they would have changed it to Nigerian Jollof Sachs. Hey, God. Ordinary job offer. Hey, you have had to. The audacity of you. You were not even afraid that you were not fully done with school. Hey. No. I was set to graduate from Harvard on May 30th. I had a job offer at Goldman Sachs. I had been admitted to Harvard Business School, and my peers chose me to speak at graduation. It was the culmination of years of pursuing the American dream. Chai! This is so painful, so emotional right now. You know who I'm really sorry for? Your mom. Because I know how women, how mothers can be with things like this. The American dream. Fuck, man. No. It was the culmination of years of pursuing the American dream, reaching the hopes my parents had when we immigrated in search of a better life. Yet it all came crashing down. Parents can do so much for their children. At the end of the day, it would all be to no avail, fiasco. You would toil, you would try, you would do. But children like this, dumb things, doing dumb things. And he's still doing dumb things, even in 2026. He doesn't want to learn. You think you're a small boy. Look, it's showing, oh. You're not, where is that your face? You're not a baby, oh. You're not a small boy, oh. You're not a small boy. You don't want to change your ways and live better and do better in life and mingle with the right people. There are some people you will mingle with, they will destroy you further. They will finish whatever is left of you. Or that thing that you think, okay, you've started to rebuild, they will break and scatter it again for you. You'll start again from zero. Be careful the people you align yourself with. Be careful. It's not everybody you want to be seen with. You can even do things with them in secret, but publicly, they will destroy you further than you are already destroyed because of Jollof, because of Instagram page you want to build. Instead of you to be mingling with people that have already paid their dues in society, be looking for pastors so that they can come and say something positive about you, so that you can show that you are of changed character, that you are trying to work on yourself, that you are repenting, you are following men of God who are going to show you the scriptures and, hey, but no, you're inside Olosho's den. You're inside the den of a Nigerian ash. You know now. You know how they play. Because of Kpekus again. These same Kpekus that made you lose your Harvard, not just any school, oh. Like that Cora's brother in Canada. They said that one is going to, what's the name of the school? New Light. You know, there are some kind of useless universities. You even hear, you'll be like, is this one even accredited? New Light College or something like that, New Light University. I'm like, what is that? That's not the type of university you went to. Harvard. And now, where did you end up? On Facebook with who? With who? 12 million followers Olosho that is still begging for laundry basket. That is still begging for people to buy her laundry basket. That's where you ended up. Oh boy, yeah. It's difficult for people to feel sorry for you. In fact, this is your story. It deserves prayers and fasting. But when people see what you are still doing, and nobody wants to pray for you. Nobody wants to pray for you or fast on your behalf. Because you know they learn. You know wise. You're doing dumb shit again and again and again. Now, what you're doing is not criminal. I'm not saying they will arrest you for mingling with an Olosho from Nigeria. No. But it still damages that your reputation that you're supposed to be rebuilding. You're supposed to be scanning and screening the people who come within your circle. Because people can point and say, oh, look at him, he's still with that one. This boy has not changed. Little advice, so you don't know me, I don't know you. But use your tongue to count your teeth. Because now your name is bad. When I say bad, I mean bad. Bad. It's even difficult for you to get gigs, for you to get, freelance assignments here and there. Difficult. Because people must Google your name. People must check, okay, who is this guy? Who am I dealing with? They must. So now, this social media thing now, even social media, people will still Google you. How much more professional life or business life? And now you want to enter a shallow life because of jollof rice. Get out, man. When I see people just not wisening up, I'm like, did you learn at all? All the years, look at everything you've gone through. Look at everything. And still, look at, like, okay, guys. We've not even gone halfway. The story plenty. We are not halfway yet, but you guys know how we How we do it, we don't rush. We'll come back again because social media doesn't close. Come back again when we can. And we'll continue. Let me leave it here. Let me go to the comments. Over 200 comments on YouTube. God knows I cannot read them. Cannot read them because right now I'm feeling sleepy. I slept late yesterday. I think we slept after 12 midnight. We slept after 12. We slept very late. And I still had to wake up early this morning. And I ended up in traffic almost 2 hours in traffic. So you can imagine how exhausted I am. So I'll go and sleep very soon. Let me see Facebook. Hi, God. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, thank you. Let me read your comments on Facebook before I go. At least I can manage the comments on Facebook. They are not so much like that. But YouTube, you people, I'm scared. I'm scared to even try. But before you go home, please give the video a thumbs up. Especially YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video. If you want me to come back for part 3, anyway, I will come back. Whether you like or not, I will still come back. But at least if you want to encourage me that, blessing, we liked it and we would actually like you to still continue. Give me a thumbs up. If possible, share the video out. Share the link. Send it to somebody. And if you're just watching, you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button. And if you're on Facebook, you're not following, follow this account and give us thumbs up on Facebook. Okay, let's see the comments on Facebook. I see Lillian watching from Australia. Wow. Let me see who else is here. It's been fun again today. Sherry, I saw Sherry before. Caroline is here. Good evening, sis. How are you, beautiful Caroline? Marilyn says, why did she expose this guy again to the public, bringing him on social media? Now people who didn't know of his past is now knowing about it. Shaking my head. They will I don't know, they will learn associating themselves with her, allegedly. You understand? Eh? Hello, Yan. Good to see you. Yan says it's 5:11 in Virginia Beach. Ooh. How is the weather there? It's sounding like palm trees and beach and sand and sunshine. Am I correct? 5:11, also a good time. Nice time. Here it's almost 1 a.m. and I'm already 20 minutes past my time. Yan says, what a prestigious job, but he broke the law. But by being with her, good luck turning your future around. Now, this is front and center for all to see again. He fucked up, but she is poison if they are with her. Wow. Hmm. 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 Call Out Queen says, imagine, okay, I read this before. Imagine going to Harvard and being denied your diploma and degree for sexual assault. Wow. Battery is low on the laptop. Let me plug it in. Where's the hole? Miko sent 100 stars. Miko sent 50 stars. Nico sent 250 stars. You know Miko doesn't play. She comes with woto stars. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. Let me plug the phone. Thank you. Nicole again with 50 stars in the pocket. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Let me see. Gwendolyn says hello. Hello to you. Lillian with 200 stars. Do you understand? Lillian from Australia. Is this how you people do it in Australia? Thank you. Thank you, Lillian. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you all. Thank you all for 650 stars on Facebook. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are going to come again some other time and we are going to continue this story. Hopefully, people pick one or two things from it and learn, and hopefully he picks one or two things. Well, he doesn't strike me like someone who makes good choices. He just acts and he doesn't consider the possible consequences of his actions. He just does things nonchalantly, like, okay, what can go wrong? What can happen? It's better you start to overthink. There are people who just live their lives and hope luck, comes their way, or they get lucky, or they just feel like, okay, whatever, let me just live. You only live once. You need to start overthinking. I know a lot of people preach, oh, don't overthink, just do it, just make that move, don't be scared. But in your case, you need to start overthinking. You need to start becoming suspicious of everybody. Like when people want to enter your space, you stop them and block them until you figure out exactly why they want to enter your space and what they could possibly cause you, if they would cause harm or good, before you open the door and let them in. You cannot, with your past, with your story, with your life, you cannot afford to open your door and let every single Tom, Dick, and Harry in, whether they have a pekus or not. You should be screening. You should be very, very protective of your circle. Like, don't come and destroy it more for me. You should be looking for people that will uplift you, uplift your reputation, clean up your name, make you look good. Now you look worse than you actually are. Because right now, she needs somebody to help her clean her name. So who is going to help who? You cannot help her. She cannot help you. And you people think you can both help each other's social media pages. I don't feel sorry for you. Just the only advice is what I've just said. Let me not repeat myself. Okay, guys, let me go. I'll see you guys some other time. You can see that I'm sounding groggy and tired, but I appreciate everybody for being here. Share the video, follow, subscribe, like, thumbs up, and I'll see you guys some other time, hopefully tomorrow. Yes, I think I'll be able to come live tomorrow around this time. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, especially those of you in the afternoon there, 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Enjoy. You still have some hours before bed. I love you. Thank you, and see you tomorrow. Bye. And thanks to Lillian and Nicole. I appreciate you. Thanks to all of you for being here, for commenting, liking, subscribing, following, sharing, and everything. Thank you for loving me. Thank you. Bye. Good night. Bye.